Hey guys, Shugo here, bringing you a different video today. As I mentioned, we are doing a clan member showcase. So, first replay here is coming from HG94. Alright, let's jump into this one. Okay, so you can see he's got a very clunky hand right now with 4-5 elixir cost cards. And 2 level difference on this one is pretty ridiculous. Level 5 versus level 7. Alright, so he puts the prince down because he sees the tombstone was on the other side, so that was smart. And unfortunately, yeah, well, his opponent had skeletons too, so. But it's okay. Puts down the barbs, takes out the archers. And I believe, yes, he's going to drop a balloon to follow up, which is really good, because if your opponent is spamming you with huts, what you really want to do is pressure the opposite lane, because they've used their elixir and just can't combat what you're going to do. Perfectly timed free spell when the archers come down, it's good, and that's going to wrap up the tower. Okay, so at this point I believe he's just going to sit back for a little bit. Is good. Oh, see, that's right. Yeah, so he fireballs, takes care of that one hut, which is good. I think that's really fair. Sends out his minion horde. And he gets some damage on the hut, which is good, because just any damage you can get on that means it's not going to last as long. And if you can take out their huts, those decks just can't do anything. So, Hog comes down, finishes the hut off. And unfortunately, right after he uses the arrows, out comes the Goblin Barrel. And that's going to get in some damage. And, oh yeah, that's, with the help of the skeleton's going to take his tower out. So, he was in a pretty strong commanding position, but tides have turned a little bit here. Alright, and this point is where it gets a little bit scary, because whenever you face a hut deck in overtime, or sorry, last minute of time, they can flood very easily. And that poor prince, he's just not having a good time. Every time he's come down, just runs right into the skeletons. Yeah, it's too bad, but he's not going to do much against this kind of deck. But out comes the goblins. You have to fireball the Goblin Barrel, which is, well, gotta do it if you have to. And here comes the hog with a balloon, but on the other side, it's being completely flooded. Unfortunately, the arrows were able to deal with that, and yeah, now we're on to sudden death. Goblin Barrel comes down. I believe he fireballs it. Yes. And fortunately for HG, he doesn't have very many huts. But his opponent drops a rocket, which means it's only a matter of time before another one's going to show up. And, yeah. Well, he manages to get a really good freeze off with his Hog Rider and lower the tower down just a bit more. And it's going to be a victory for HG. Fireball versus Rocket. Fireball's just a little bit faster, though. Very good job against level 7. I think it's not the easiest being level 5 versus level 7. Alright, and we do have one other replay I want to showcase. And I have to apologize because I know some of you shared your replays earlier on, and they've disappeared from our chat now. So, but don't worry, I'll share some of your replays in the next video. Okay, next one is from Lhokvar, and he's shared quite a few replays, but I think this is one of the better ones that I saw, at least. So, here we go. Okay, level 6 versus level 6 this time, so it's a fair matchup. His opponent starts off very aggressively with a prince, and he drops a wizard and his own prince to counter, which is not too bad, actually. He's going to take some damage, but at the same time, setting up an offensive push on his side, and I like that. It's okay to take some damage sometimes. So here comes his prince with a golden barrel and the wizards, which that wizard is just gonna destroy those bars, just melts them completely, and he gets no value out of them whatsoever. And there's a tower. At this point, he's doing pretty well, and yep, he's got the arrows perfectly timed to get rid of the golden barrel. But that tower is pretty low because he had to sacrifice some hit points on it at the beginning of the game. Waits for the wizard to be dropped and then freeze. And yeah, that was good timing. It's always good to wait a little bit to see what your opponent's going to drop. So at this point, yeah, just going to drop his baby dragon just to clear some of the small stuff there. And but that knight is a little bit too late on that side there. Okay. So, yeah, just sitting back. At this point, you just want to get some elixir. But he decides to go and use his minion horde to take out that infernal, which is fine. And I think it was bad of his opponent to use his arrows right there, given that, one, he has a golden barrel that is just sitting in his hand, and two, because most of the horde was already dead. At that point, it wouldn't matter. Right here, he's in a really awkward spot, and yeah, there's not a lot he can do to defend this. And he's gonna try. He puts his baby dragon down, uses some arrows, but he just didn't have the stuff to deal with it at that time. And it's at this point you just gotta go for the offensive. And, perfect freeze right there on Infernal, Wizard, and Tower. Very good. Very good. His opponent drops the arrows, takes out his other tower, and 25 seconds left. Looking like it's going to be overtime here. And you can see both players just going straight with the King Tower. Not even trying to defend each other. Just dropping a few troops to help defend, but for the most part going pretty offensive here. Golden Barrel comes down right after the arrows. His opponent is not going to be able to keep up with that. The wizard in the bottom there, though. And Hog takes it down. Alright, so sorry if my commentary wasn't that great this time, guys. To be honest, this video is a little bit more rushed than it could have been. As I mentioned, I wasn't really in the mood to do it earlier, and I lack of time to do it now. But I really wanted to push something out for you, so I hope this is at least okay. Let me know if you like this layout better. I decided to go with the landscape view instead of the, just the normal view. So just let me know if that looks better for you, if you prefer the videos in that form or not. And that's going to be it for this one. I'm hoping I can share a couple more replays with you guys in another video soon. Don't worry, just keep sharing your replays. I'll check them out if I can. And maybe Lhokvar will join me in the next one, or post his own content. Stay tuned. We'll keep it up. All right. See you later, guys.